For this exercise, we're going to try to loosen up some muscles that are on the side of the calf. We're going to use a foam roller. Certainly you can use some other things, but this is what we're using for this video. What I want to do is apply some pressure to the muscle using this foam roller. And how much weight I put into it is going to dictate how much pressure that's put through that foam roller. So initially, I like to do this with like the other leg on the ground, my hip on the ground, I'm supporting myself, and that way it's just the weight of my leg going into this. Now if this is super tender, like you can try to like off-weight it a little bit by kind of letting it rub on the leg, but this is generally kind of the first step, just doing this. Now, if you're like, yeah, I'm not really feeling anything here, and you feel like you need a little bit more pressure, then we can add more weight by putting the other leg on top as well. Notice the hip is still on the ground, still kind of supporting the body, but just trying to let that leg rest on there. And what we want to be watching for this too is that generally the knee is pointing this way, not that we're getting up here. Not that that's necessarily bad. If those muscles are tender, it's certainly fine to work there, but those are more your calf muscles on the back, your gastrocnemius soleus, versus your fibularis muscles are really right on the side. And this muscle goes all the way up just below our knee. There's a hard spot right here, that's your fibular head. And then that bone down there, that's the other end of the fibula that you think of as like your ankle bone. But anywhere along that line, you might have to do a little shift as well. But also, if you're to the point too where like this is not giving you a whole lot of tenderness, then you could even go up on your arms to really get more weight on there. I don't want you doing a variation where you're really sensitive, really tender, but it should be uncomfortable. We need it to be enough pressure so that the body will want to adapt, but not so much where you're tensing and fighting against it. Ultimately needing that muscle to relax, untie, unwind as you're doing that exercise. It can take a couple of minutes, so give it some time. But if you find that you've been doing it for a couple of minutes and you're not having any success, try a different amount of pressure. Usually I'd say probably less, but if you feel like it wasn't much, then you probably want more pressure. Find the one that you feel like you can relax the muscle through. All right, give it a try.